Has he told you what he plans to do if Parliament blocks us leaving with no deal at the end of October? If the EU aren't willing to negotiate, make any changes that are willing, that were a leaver would support? What's he actually told you that he's planning and willing to do come October the 31st if Parliament blocks a no-deal Brexit?
Well, my position is the same as Boris. I would much prefer that we got a deal.
Well, yes, we know that. And if he can't get a deal, what's he going to do?
It's often being said that Boris wants a no deal, which is completely incorrect, and I don't either. But he has also made clear that the priority is to leave on the 31st of October. Now, we have a majority in the House of Commons. If Boris is elected as leader with a very clear instruction from the voters that we do need to actually now deliver Brexit, then I admit if we can't reach a comprehensive agreement, it's not to say there aren't bilateral arrangements that can be made which will ensure that some are protected. And of course, we'll try and get a deal immediately afterwards. But if there isn't a comprehensive agreement, we still do need to leave.
Has Boris Johnson told you that? In which case, has Boris Johnson told you he is willing to prorogue Parliament if that is what is necessary? If there was a threatened vote to revoke Article 50, to change the law so we weren't leaving on October the 31st, would he be willing to basically suspend parliamentary sittings?
No, he said we need to leave on the 31st.
Yes, so what? And I've asked you, but with all due respect, this is the third time I've tried. Yeah. What has Boris Johnson told you as a Leave-voting Tory MP, what he will do as a Leave-voting Tory Prime Minister to make sure we do leave on October the 31st? Well, he wants a deal, yes. If we don't get a deal, what is he willing to do?
Well, I haven't talked to him about precisely what his position is, but I agree with him that we need to leave on the 31st of October. Now, if Parliament is unwilling to support that, then, in my view, I don't think prorogation is a realistic option, and I think there are objections to that, which I would share.
There's no doubt at all. I think any sentient being who'd been watching the last few years would say that Jeremy Hunt has been a much better Foreign Secretary than Boris Johnson has been. No question at all. He's got the business acumen, he's got the experience, managerial ability, all of that, not particularly divisive. He's very much tried to bring both sides together. At the end of the day, though, Tory party members, 70% of them voted to leave. He voted to remain. They are not going to trust another Remainer, like they did with Theresa May, to deliver Brexit, because something that they don't really believe in. So at the end of the day, all of those things that might count in Jeremy Hunt's favour in any other leadership contest at any other time don't actually trump the issue that they don't trust him on Brexit.
Let's knock one or two things on the head. I mean, all this talk about being a Remainer, Jeremy Hunt, like myself, has voted to leave the EU in several votes since the referendum of 2016. He's made clear that, and others have said, I think two of the other candidates in the race said, there is some real merit in someone who accepted as a Democrat the result of the referendum and then has worked assiduously in order to deliver it.
Well, so did I. You can say exactly the same about Theresa May, and 3 years on, look where we are.
Jeremy Hunt is not Theresa May. Jeremy Hunt is someone who has got both the ability to deliver Brexit in a different way. I suppose we have all learnt a lot from the way in which Theresa May has tried to handle this very, very difficult business. And Jeremy has made it clear that a block of colleagues who have prevented Brexit from happening, the ERG group and the Conservative Party, he wants to work with all colleagues in the Conservative Party, including them, with their ideas for leaving, so we can get a united team together, which we haven't had in the Conservative Party up to now, in order to deal with this issue, bring them all together, use his skills and experience as a negotiator, his relationships now he has with European leaders, to take forward this business of Brexit.
In terms of your endorsement for Boris Johnson, I mean, it's been quite a few days since you were knocked out of that contest last week. Why has it taken you so long to endorse Boris Johnson? Does this suggest that perhaps you're not that big a fan, and it's he's going to be the leader anyway, I may as well throw my lot in with him, rather than a full-on endorsement? Well, if it's not going to be me, Andrea Leadsom, then he's definitely the next best person for the job. It's not the most fulsome endorsement, is it?
Well, I think it is, actually. I mean, I've demonstrated over the last 3 years I'm an extremely loyal person, and, I've also taken great steps to demonstrate competency in the job. So what I've been doing over the last few days is speaking with each of the candidates, understanding their policy priorities and how they align with my own. And I mean, one of the areas that I'm really excited about is I have a passion for support for new families, which Boris shares. And, his enthusiasm for that was very clear when I was talking to him last night. And, I just think that our political views are carefully aligned. And I do want to see a very diverse cabinet going forward. I want to see more women encouraged into politics. Boris is very reassuring that he would also wish to see that. So, no, I'm giving him my wholehearted and very loyal support.
Well, you say you want a very diverse cabinet. Are you talking about, whether or not people are men or women or white or ethnic minorities? Or are you talking about how diverse they are over issues like the crucial issue of Brexit? Would you be happy, for instance, to see the likes of Rory Stewart or Philip Hammond remaining in the cabinet?
No, what I'm talking about specifically is we want our politicians to look more like the people they're trying to represent. So we need more diversity, we need women, we need people from different ethnic backgrounds and LGBT. We want to see more people of all different characteristics so that we can better represent the people that we're here to serve. I mean, that's, if you want to know someone's life experience in order to better serve people of a similar experience, then you need to have those people in your government.
What is great about this is that it's sort of happening as we speak. And I think, by and large, no matter what your political persuasion is, I think the population has been pretty ill-served by politicians over the whole Brexit issue.
I would certainly say.
And I think we deserve a bit better. And if this is the start of imagining how it's going to be, then we should all be watching and taking care very carefully of what's going to be happening in this debate. And the trouble is, though, when people make assertions, do you trust them? Do you believe them? Will they keep to them?
That's the thing, isn't it? Of course, the key thing is it's not just about the Tory party. This isn't about an opposition leader being elected who be tried and tested.
This is about a prime minister.
This is about a prime minister
being
going to
elected
go into that job.
In the end, by less than 150,000 people.
What do you make, though? I mean, we've seen these hustings, and we've certainly seen the likes of Boris Johnson. He refused to go for the Channel 4 debate. He's definitely attending the BBC debate tonight.
That was quite clever, but I think that, I quite like the fact that the Channel 4 debate had an empty podium, just to make the point. But I think this is tactical.
Notice?
This is tactical, isn't it? Because better to have fewer.
Mm-hmm.
Better to have fewer. Maybe his star will shine more with fewer people. Who knows?
Well, there was his argument was that it would be cacophonous, too many people, and it would.
When
just
was
be
he
blue,
ever worried about cacophony before?
Blue on blue action, which is just a horrible different image, which at this time of the morning is probably inappropriate.
Our party is not in a good place. Just look at all the election results that we've had recently. Look at the polls. And what we've seen here is somebody that's actually electrified this campaign, talked about issues other than Brexit, but including Brexit, and allowed us to speak beyond our own echo chamber. This has been quite exciting and actually liberating in a way to say, here is somebody that actually can stand up and challenge Boris, can actually be that sparring partner that can raise the bar and elevate this. So we can look to the nation and say, here we are, road testing and actually showing policies that could excite the nation and allow us to continue to earn the right to be number 10. I like the idea of this big beast of Rory Stewart and Boris Johnson for everything he stands for. I work for him in the Foreign Office, actually going out there, putting the case forward as to why the Conservative Party needs to reform, re-engage, modernise and move forward. That's what this whole exercise should be about. The idea that we simply just turn around and say, over to you, Boris, let's see it.
Okay.
Where has he been?
Let me ask you this then.
In the last bit?
Well, let me ask you this, Tobias. If Boris wins, if he wins, which he's more than likely to do, will you then rally behind him?
Well, if everybody is calling for unity, of course we need to support the prime. Again, going back to democracy.
Yes, it's a very easy word. You can just say yes.
I can say yes, I can do, but I'm also allowed to explain the yes, if that's okay.
Go on.
Well, the answer is yes, is the short answer. The second is that is the democratic process. That's the purpose of actually having a system that takes us to two candidates and then we work out who the final one is. And then, quite rightly, if we don't unite for the very points that you make, then our party is on the demise and we will see Jeremy Corbyn in number 10. And that cannot be good for Britain.